This episode is brought to you by My Japan Box.
まもなく
My Life Japan.
Welcome to My Life Japan, a show about the foreign experience in Japan. I'm your host, Alan Welch. Now I want to start this video off by saying I am speaking from my own personal experience. Results may vary for you. Now, many of you may be thinking about visiting Japan, let's say Tokyo, because Tokyo, one could argue that there is no best time to come because there are always seasonal attractions and delicious seasonal dishes that can only be experienced at certain times of the year. Agreed. If you're young, adventurous, and healthy, come on over anytime. You'll be alright. Well, when is a good time for Granny and Pop-Pop to visit Japan? No, but seriously, if you have older relatives making the journey, maybe your grandparents, aunts and uncles, please be advised that Japanese summers can be dangerously hot and humid. Every year, many elderly Japanese folks succumb to the heat. It is a thing. For other loved ones with medical issues, you definitely want to keep that in mind. I bring this up because it is fast approaching the time that I believe is the best time to visit, early autumn, from about late September till about late October. Basically about now. Sorry. As far as what airport, Haneda is the obvious convenient choice because you can touch down almost in the middle of Tokyo. But in my opinion, Narita is better for a first-time traveler to Japan because they can travel from the countryside into the city, and that in itself is a first look into the real Japan. Like this stop at a station along the way. Not because I mistook the train. Why would you say, who told you that? Unfortunately, when they visited, I was suddenly unable to take consecutive days off from my job at the time, as previously agreed, because my boss back then, that By the way, I have to apologize for the quality of the footage. It's from a little while back, before any of the YouTube stuff, but it's still relevant and pretty funny, so bear with me. I arranged a hotel in Asakusa. I believe it was the Asakusa View Hotel, and they are not paying me to say this. I wish they were, but I chose it as base camp because it overlooked the Asakusa area, and they really seem to enjoy that. It has Kaminarimon, and you can't lose with Kaminarimon. Asakusa is just in general a really chill area. There are many cool temples and stuff to see, so they could just kind of hang out and take in the culture casually without it being too overwhelming. They could get their souvenir shop on, oh god, not the umbrella ninja sword, not the... You too, don't do it, no. Side note, shout out to rickshaw drivers. Can you imagine what kind of conditioning and endurance you gotta have to be able to do that? Ain't no texting and driving while doing that. Manhole. As you can see, they were wearing light jackets, very comfortable for this time of year, minimal bugs. Also, they enjoy the sightseeing route on the Hato bus, and mom did what moms do, like trying to fix me up with the bus tour guide. I will keep it 100, she was kind of cute. I also arranged a place where they can get the whole yukata, tatami, and futon experience, Japanese gardens, They love the boat ride along the Sumida River. They tried so many different Japanese dishes, you name it, sushi, nikujaga, nabeyaki, yakitori, all the dons, gyudon, katsudon.
We are now in Japan, sitting at this restaurant. The curry was very, very, very good.
pork or chicken. It was pork with sauteed onions over a bed of rice, and it was delicious.
But after a week in Japan, it was time for the most Japanese meal of them all. You know the one. Say it with me on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. McDonald's. If only we had something like that back in the States. So it was their first trip to Asia and they had a blast. Again, I recommend late September to late October. My family left right before Halloween as it wasn't really their cup of green tea. But hey, if your grandma wants to stay through Halloween and get her cosplay on, get it, grandma. Anyway, I hope this video was in some way entertaining and or useful. And if you think it might be helpful to somebody else, please go ahead and share it. And finally, I'm happy to announce that from next week, we will also be bringing back some of that short story format you all know and love. You know what I mean? And with the holidays coming up too, so go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys again next week. Johnny.
And my meal was superb. I did not expect to come to Japan and eat chitlins. And they were tasty.